And we are back here at Alumni Stadium, ladies and gentlemen, after a weather delay. We are getting started here again. The Bruins have possession. It's going to be a drop ball, and the Bruins are going to try to take this one to their advantage and put a lot of people up there on the offensive side. Ref is making sure everybody's on the same page. And here we go. Drops to Hartzler. Over to Rednick. And I think he's going to redo that because the ball hit the ref's feet. And that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to redrop it and run the other way. What a way to start. Back up. We have 35:47 to go in the first half. It's going to be a much later night than I think a lot of us thought. But hear me out. It's only 6:30. Night's still young. We're going to have a fun soccer game here tonight. Bruins, again, looking to score their first goal of the season, still being held scoreless through 5 games, 4 0-0 draws. And so they're looking for their first win as well. They did have a lot of momentum in that Greensboro game just a few days ago, but they could not find the back of the net. Erskine College is starting their season tonight after 3 exhibition matches. This is their first regular season match of their 2025 season. They've had a rough couple of years in the past, not winning over 2 games since 2019. But the second-year head coach, Lucy Hudo, is looking to turn things around. She's a 5-year grad assistant coach at Gardner-Webb. She was a grad assistant coach for a little bit of that. Assistant coach overall at Gardner-Webb for 5 years. Before that, she was a 4-year player at Erskine and now has the head coaching role, and this is her second season. This is the second corner kick the Flying Fleet have had tonight. First one came before the weather delay. It feels like a year ago, but we're here. Into the box, and that one I think is just going to go out of bounds. No, it stays in. That was very close to the line. And who else? Estrella Cruz goes out to get it. Trying to get the ball back. Erskine gets the possession back. And as quickly as they took it, they lost it. Bruins going to throw, and it's Savannah Clock. If you're watching right now and you're wondering who in the world are all of those people at the top of my screen, we are hosting middle school and high school cross-country races tonight. They will be happening very soon, so you might see some racers at the top of your screen coming shortly. Last night we had the College Night Classic. It was an incredible atmosphere out here. 17 colleges represented tonight. I'm pretty sure we have close to the same number in middle schools and high schools. Very busy weekend here at Bob Jones University, especially with athletics. I think I heard a number that we've hosted 19 events in the last 2 days. Unbelievable. So much going on. Big shout out to all of our staff, all of our workers for making this whole entire weekend possible with volleyball, cross country, and now soccer. Unexpected weather delay tonight, but we have triumphed over that. Miller with the ball now. Bruins have a lot of people forward. Finds Shaw in the middle. Shaw turning outside. She's going to drop back to Savannah Clock. Clock shielding off her defender, and Arrowwood's just going to take it. Again, Arrowwood on the right wing tonight. Was moved up from the right back spot to try to create more offensive movement for Francesca. Peters chips over the ball and loses it. Good tackle by Reagan Tierney there to win the ball back for the Bruins. Shaw finds Hartzler, and Hartzler gets it back from far. Shaw in the middle, great turnaround, looking towards Arrowwood on the right wing. Someone's got to overlap with her, give and go between her and Gaddis. Arrowwood gets the first touch. She's down to the line. Looking for a good chance to pass it off. Finds Gaddis. Gaddis turns. Crosses it in the box. That's near a Rednick. Just too much pace. That was hard to gather. Weak clearance. A Rednick from the top of the box. And not enough power right to the hands of Johnson. Bruins love to see that. Coach Carmichael wants to see more and more of that as the game goes on today. Again, a Rednick has been the one that has shot the most on this team. I think she's up to 7 or 8 shots on the season now. Dropped all the way back to Cruz. Passing back and forth is Clock and Cruz. Pretty sure that was 4 straight passes between each other. That's up to Gaddis. And she turns back. Heavy touch by Miller. Turns into a pass to Farr. Farr with Shoelane on her back. Made that pass very difficult. And now it's an open space for Erskine. Alleman sends it up to Shoelane. And Farr, I'm pretty sure that was off a Fleet player. It was not. That was kicked out by Farr. Between the feet of Shoelane. And another corner kick for the Fleet. Looks to be Rebecca Wiles taking this. 3 Erskine players across the 6-yard box, 2 inside, crowding the keeper as much as they can. This was sent in, punched away by Cummings for now. Gaddis with it in the box, tips it over, trying to keep it. And that one's simply neat up in the air to stop a counterattack. A Rednick finds Shaw. Pass was too soft, taken away by the Fleet. They're going 2 against 5, though. Players need to come and join them into the box. Read by Cummings, and she comes out and gets it. Big punt from Cummings. That one gets all the way over, bounces. Now a Rednick's in a foot race, and that one's just cleared out for a throw-in. Smart play there by Yelton. A Rednick does have some speed to her. She is able to get past a lot of defenders just simply by running past them. That one's kept in by Hartzler. And dropped all the way back to Cruz. Cummings. Out of her box, finds Clock. Shaw to Tierney. Tierney with space in front of her, finds Gaddis. Arrowwood on the right wing. Now into the middle. Francesca Rednick comes back and gets it. Back to Arrowwood. Bruins need to shift up if they want to move forward. They're kind of stuck in the middle of the field here, and that's when they turn the ball over. They're working really hard on that in practice the last couple of days, shifting up as a team, not necessarily sending 2 people up to play against 6 people. Not quite fair and very difficult. That one's sent into the middle to the line, but no one's home. It's gathered up by the senior keeper, Braden Johnson. She's from here in Greenville, from JL Mann High School, which I'm pretty sure is one of the high schools represented at the cross-country race tonight. JL Mann has quite the athletic program over there, continuing to grow. Soft pass by Clock. Cruz has to run after it. And she pokes away before the Fleet can get to it. Sounded very like a military term. Gets the ball before the Fleet gets to it. Right out of a history book for sure. Again, so far the Fleet, their offense is looking a lot like the Bruins offense has the past couple of games, where they do get the ball down here. It's just they don't shift up. And so now 3 players are stuck trying to go against 5 or 6. That one's sent into space over the head of both Farr and Shoelane. both of which number 5, and Farr wins it and clears it away. So Rednick up to Hartzler. Hartzler with the defender on her back, making it difficult. Up the line, that's Schulin against Farr again. 5 against 5. Good tackle by Farr. And that was off the feet of Schulin. So that's going to be a goal kick for the Bruins. Cummings. It's either to Shaw or Arrowwood. And Tierney comes up with it after the tip. There's Miller. A Rednick up the line. Has space in front of her. Can't get a touch before cleared away by Brooke Stanifer. Savannah Clock waiting for Arrowwood to start a run. Gaddis takes it instead down the line. That one's touched out. And that'll be a goal kick. Several people over there thought it may have been a corner off the Fleet. But a goal kick is called. Johnson sends it away. Good flick on. That's newly subbed on. Number 12, Ara Acha. Tierney running after it. Has to tip it out to Farr. A lot of off-target passes so far by both teams. And that one goes out for a Fleet throw. Punted away by Johnson. Clock gets it in the back. Bruins finding forward momentum more and more. Farr's taking all the space she can get. Can't get through the back line. She gets it back, though. Miller. Arrowwood's offsides for now on that right side. They're going to try to find her. Flag stays down. There goes Arrowwood. Abby Arrowwood from the corner. Doesn't have the power, but that's another shot on goal. That's what the Bruins want to see. Punted away. Shaw trying to bring it down with her shoulder. Almost succeeded. Fleet with the ball in their offensive third again, but again, still with no one up to help. And the Bruins get the ball back again. Miller comes away with it. The clearance right off of her. A Rednick makes a touch inside. Finding Miller. And the flag goes up.
Fans, we would like to inform you that the starting gun for the first high school cross-country race will go off at 6:50. At 6:50, the starting gun will go off for the first high school cross-country race.
Johnson will send this free kick away after the offsides call. Good run by Miller, just left slightly early. Was kind of leaning out in front. That pass is into empty space, taken away. There's Wiles with the ball. Wiles with a shot off balance from 20 yards out. Easy gather for Margaret Cummings. Cummings out the clock with the roll. Good effort to try to get to that ball by Larrabee. Goes out for a throw for the Bruins. Only sub that's come on so far has been Acha for the Fleet. No Bruins subs. It's rare you see that, especially in the first half. Usually Carmichael tries to work some people in to provide some energy. And that one sails out. First activity for any people on the bench today is protecting their face. If I were to assume, based on what I have heard from coaches, it's going to be Maddie Pfaffenroth and Lauren Green being the first ones coming on for the Bruins. Both of them stayed after practice the last couple of days. That one's a shot. Erskine trying to get a handball, but nothing's called. Both Maddie Pfaffenroth and Lauren Green both stayed after practice the last couple of days to shoot, simply to shoot. In fact, Maddie Pfaffenroth was there yesterday for an hour and a half after practice ended, shooting the whole time. And she's convinced Bruins are going to put one away tonight, and she wants to be the scorer. Lydia Howell is the one warming up on the Bruins bench right now. Howell has the speed. Will definitely come in on the offensive side. Miller with the throw-in. Finds Tierney. And out for another Bruins throw. A Rednick trying to shield off her defender. And she's tripped from behind. So the Bruins get a free kick inside the offensive half. Farr's going to come take it. At what point do you just send it up towards the box? Sends it towards Shannon Miller. Shannon Miller, great first touch. Turning towards the line. Finds a Rednick. A Rednick a touch inside. A Rednick still with the ball at her feet. Trying to find Gaddis too far out in front. Right to the feet of Conca. And now Acha. Flying Fleet do have numbers here, but Savannah Clock gets in the way. Ball is slipping off of people's cleats right now. No doubt the field is wet. Hartzler, good pressure. Stanifer. Great run down the line for the Fleet. Up against Farr. Farr gets in the way of that. Trying to keep it away from being a corner kick, and actually wins a throw-in for the Bruins out of that. Here comes Lydia Howell. She's going to come in for Annabelle Gaddis. And so there's going to be a slight shift. Miley Shaw is going to come and play up top. We don't see that very often. We usually see her in the middle controlling pace along with Reagan Tierney, but she's going to get a chance up top. Lydia Howell into the middle. And since the start of the game, Julia Hartzler's moved up top and Francesca Rednick now on the left wing. Airwood, great job getting that ball. Back to Cruz in their own box. Up to Howell, her first touch. Finds Farr. Up to a Rednick. Heavy first touch by a Rednick. And that one's going to go out for a Fleet throw. A little limped is a Rednick after that play. Seems to be okay. Cruz off balance while trying to send that away. Slips and falls, but Farr gets it right after that. Good give and go is too far out in front. Amelia Peters and Maddie Pfaffenroth warming up on the sideline for the Bruins. Peters a freshman, Pfaffenroth a sophomore. Advantage was called, so now the Bruins will get a free kick. It's up into space, not quite to feet. Clock gets it back, trying to find Miller in the middle. Tip forward though by the Fleet, and the Fleet are on the inside of Far. Great tackle! Fleet wants a foul, but that was a clean tackle. That was risky in the box, but it worked out in the Bruins' favor. Schuling would have been in on one-on-one with Margaret Cummings. And Jane Farr risks it. And it works out. A Rednick now with the ball on the sideline. Kicked in, and that one's going to go out for a goal kick. Farr may have just saved a goal for the Bruins. Here comes Maddie Pfaffenroth and Amelia Peters. Peters will take over for Shaw, and Pfaffenroth comes in for Francesca Rednick. So now Peters up top. Pfaffenroth on the left wing. Plays out to Arrowwood. Arrowwood, great touch. Arrowwood finding a pass to Tierney. Hartzler. That's Young. Finding Yelton. Yelton up the line. Howell comes and gets it for the Bruins. Hartzler in the middle. Finds Miller. Out to Pfaffenroth, who just subbed on. Isla Tomko about to go on for the Bruins. Going towards the center line. Here's Pfaffenroth. She has some speed. She's using it. Pfaffenroth looking up, looking for someone. And no one came to space. No one helped her out. And now the Bruins have to reset. Tierney all the way back to Cruz, nearly on the end line. Finds Farr. Pfaffenroth with the ball in the wing again. Driving forward. Again, no one's making a run. Amelia Peters finds space in front. Drops it back to Tierney. Arrowwood's by herself over here, trying to work it around. There's Clock. Clock, heavy touch, and that one's going to go out for a Bruins throw after Wiles got to the ball. Isla Tomko coming in for Savannah Clock. So with that substitution, Abby Irwood's going to go back to the right back spot, and Isla Tomko is going to go to be right wing. Good job by Howell to get to that ball first. A good switch here. Tomko has so much space in front of her. Switch the ball. Bruins have to reset. Farr trying to get up the line to Pfaffenroth, but kicked out for a Bruins throw right near half. The left back for the Fleet keeps getting really sucked in when the ball's on the other side of the field. And there have been a couple times where Arrowwood, when she was here, was all by herself, and now Tomko, and they just can't get the ball over here quick enough to use that space in front. Arrowwood carrying the ball forward. Finds Hartzler. Tomko gets the ball, goes toward the line, and that one is going to go out for a corner kick. Good challenge by the defender. That was Young on the challenge. Gets it out. but the Bruins win a corner. Big chance here for the Bruins to score. Hartzler's going to take it. Bruins are going to stack the box. Howell, Tomko, Arrowwood, Peters, Miller, and Pfaffenroth all in. There's Miller. Oh, she was almost there. Pfaffenroth trying to save it, puts it back across, bounces around a little bit. Howell back to Hartzler. Hartzler's going to send it back in. Once she finds space, she does. Across the box. No one's there, far post. Several chances for the Bruins to put one away. That was a great ball by Hartzler on the corner and on that rebound cross. But no one could get a foot or a head on it. And now Erskine's going to take a breath of fresh air after that threat and try to send it forward. Johnson up the field. Finds Acha. That one gets by her. Howell to Pfaffenroth out wide. Out for a Bruins throw again. Again, this is an encouraging sight for the Bruins. This is the most movement they've had up top. Arrowwood wins it back, taking her space in front of her. Arrowwood finds Peters. It's crowded up there. Peters is going to drop back to Tierney. Bruins have to find the creases. Hartzler's cutting towards the line. Tomko doesn't see her in time. And that's going to go out for a Bruins throw. Miller's taking it into Peters. Fleet win the ball back momentarily. Heavy pressure by the Bruins, though. Great job by Peters. How in the world did she get that to go off the Fleet player? That was Wiles over there. Pfaffenroth. From way out into the box, and that one skips into the hands of Johnson. Good look again by the Bruins. That was a great punt by Johnson, and good initial touch up there by Larrabee. But 2 by 4. 2 against 4. Not easy. Good touch by Peters. And now Miller has it back in the middle. Bruins have numbers again. Goes out to Tomko. Tomko on net. That one skips with a wet ground. Shots like that, even at that kind of angle, might be dangerous. That's gathered by Johnson again. It's at least her third official save of the game. Johnson must be thrilled to be back on the field. Was injured a couple of years ago. Didn't play last year in the fall. Started recovering back in the spring and back in the starting position here this fall to start the season for the Fleet. Arrowwood. Finds Hartzler. Great ball to Hartzler. Hartzler too far out in front of Peters. Peters gets it away though. Trying to split defense. And Johnson, that one didn't get quite in the box, so Johnson just had to kick it out. Johnson was coming out to it to try to grab it, but Peters was about to split that defense. Again, this is the kind of movement Coach Carmichael and his assistants, Anna Grace Abrams and Mia Marks, desperately have been wanting to see. Big throw in here by Arrowwood. Finds Howell in the middle. She has time. Tierney behind her. Out to Jane Farr with space and time. Jane Farr might think about a shot here. She's going to lift it. And that one's just not going to get down. I will say last season, Jane Farr scored 2 goals in that very spot. And one of them was on the road against Carolina, in which the Bruins desperately needed a goal in that game. That was one of those games where Coach Carmichael just had to sit down and relax. Carolina, great team. Bruins could have came away with a win. They came away with a 2-2 draw, I believe. And one of those goals was a shot from Jane Farr from basically that spot. Claire Lewis just came on for the Fleet. She replaced Logan Young. Claire Lewis is a senior from Greenwood, South Carolina, in Greenwood High School. My South Carolina geography is rusty, so I'm not entirely sure where that is compared to here. Peters turns. Up to Hartzler. Heavy touch by Hartzler, and Stanifer was there to tip it away. That one goes out off the foot of Conca. I don't think she agreed with that call. Good to see Mr. Sean Ward out there ball boying again. Our most trustworthy ball boy that we've had. Ball man? I don't know. Calling him ball boy seems disrespectful. He's an incredible guy. We're very thankful for him. And also joining him down there right now is our photographer, Derek Eckenroth, taking some pretty sweet pictures tonight under the lights after a storm. Tell you what, the pictures that we got from last night's night classic, if tonight's look anything like last night's, it's going to be pretty sweet. You can check them out, actually. Some of them are posted today on BJU Bruins Instagram and Facebook. If you want to look at those were taken by Derek Eckenroth. Big credit to him. Since coming on, Peters has had incredible pressure up there. Winning the ball back for the Bruins, constantly up in the offensive half. But that one's a shot. Just wide. It's taken by Shoelane. Didn't quite get her hips around that shot. Here comes Lauren Green coming in for Julia Hartzler again. Green has been one of those players that stay after practice to get shots up, putting them on net. Tomko, all the time and space in the world right now. Finds Peters. Trying to get it off her feet. That pass is slightly off target, but out for a Bruins throat. Little less than 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Green's first touch. Good pass back to Peters after a throw-in. Peters wins the ball back. Peters. Bruins need numbers. Trying to slip it through to Tomko. It gets picked away by Lewis. Heavy pressure continues. That was a great touch by Conca. Taking space, splitting to Akcha. Clearing it up into space. Maddie Pfaffenroth is there for the Bruins to gather it up before Shoelane. Howell. Back to Cruz. Pressure again by Larrabee. And that one's too far out in front of Pfaffenroth. Goes out for a Fleet throw in, 3 minutes to go. Cruz heavy pressure. Larrabee trying to get around Cruz. She does for now. Trying to turn to cross it in. But again, just too off balance. Sends it straight out of bounds for a goal kick. Easy pass to Arrowwood. Arrowwood taking all the space she can. Waiting for her teammates to catch up. Finds Peters. Oh, if Peters turned in time. Peters finds Howell. Howell from out wide. Or from out far. Not on target. If Peters was able to turn quicker on that, Green was crashing right into the net. Goal kick for the Fleet. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Ooh, almost a miscommunication there between Johnson and Lewis. If Lewis tipped that away, Johnson would have been out of her box. And Peters probably would have been all over that ball. Tierney wins the ball back in the middle, finds Miller. Minute and a half for the Bruins to do something. Pfaffenroth. Peters off target a little bit. There's Green. Green brings it down, finds Howell to Peters. Peters, good touch there. Can't get around defender number 2. And now it's Acha. Similar sight.
1 minute remaining in the first half. 1 minute.
Similar sight going forward is 2 Fleet players against 4 or 5 Bruins defenders. And now the Fleet trying to make some noise in the final minute and a half. Miller. Green. That one gets through. Bruins have to protect here. And cleared away by Arrowwood. That was almost disastrous. And in fact, the foul will be called. 20 seconds. Cummings trying to do something as quick as she can. Everybody going up. 10 seconds.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
And that one's going to go forward. Clock's not going to stop, so it will trickle down.
1, 0.
That's how the first half ends. After a rain delay, we came back, and the Bruins found some fire on the offensive side. They just can't seem to put one away yet. It's coming. It will happen. Coach Carmichael, Anna Grace Abrams, and Mia Marks going back in the locker room will go over some halftime adjustments. The Bruins did make some noise, answering back to the Fleet's noise that they made in the very beginning of the game. Again, thank you for sticking around after the rain delay. We'll be back for the second half in roughly 15 minutes. Welcome back to the second half of action. It is still knotted at 0. My name is Trent Goldsmith, back with you here for what I'm sure will be an exciting second half. Both teams had several, and I mean several, opportunities to score in that first half. Before the weather delay, it was Erskine attacking, had several corners, and after we came back from that weather delay, the Bruins found that offensive movement they've been wanting for so long. They just haven't found a shot, a good, strong shot on net. There were a few shots on net from far out that just didn't quite have the leg to get past the keeper. But now, the Bruins looking to get better chances here in the second half. Lydia Howell and Amelia Peters both starting the second half after finishing the first half. Rednick is back on the left wing. Shaw on the right wing. Hartzler, Miller, and Tierney in the middle with Farr, Cruz, and Arrowwood in the back. Arrowwood started the game at the right wing spot and now back in the right back spot with Shaw moving over. Shaw with the ball right now on the sideline, trying to get around shoe lane. She does, but then meets another defender there. But the Bruins get the ball right back. Arrowwood with heavy pressure again by Larrabee. Larrabee has been giving pressure on this side of the ball all night long. She's seemingly never losing any energy. When the ball is close to her, she's attacking it. That one sent up in hopes of finding Howell. It does after a tip into space, and that one's going to be cleared away. That was Lewis on the clear. Again, Lewis starting this second half after finishing the first. Had some very quality minutes in that first half. Rednick trying to get around her defender. Had her sister as an option in the middle, but just couldn't find her. Ball is worked back out to Shannon Miller. Peters, flick forward to Howell. Howell can't get around Stanifer. And that one's cleared away right over the head of our photographer. It's an expensive camera. Man down there. Into the box. Don't want a soccer ball hitting any of that down there. Rednick coming. was that wild to say? I think it's pretty pretty normal. We love Derek. We love Derek here a lot. Don't want the ball messing up his equipment or his ability to look into a camera. And that one's out for a Bruins throw. Throw into Peters. Peters across the net. That one's just on the top of the net. Veered out. That was a golden opportunity. The ball just kind of had the wrong spin on it. If that stayed in, Amelia's sister, Francesca, was all over that in the back post. That would have been a really nice first goal, sister to sister. Flicked forward. Hartzler, heavy pressure. Now at the feet of Acha for the Fleet. Fleet moving forward. Great ball. Larrabee up against Arrowwood, but Arrowwood gets there first, out to Shaw. Shaw cutting back. Finds Arrowwood. Arrowwood into the middle to Tierney. Bruins looking to move it this way more. Tierney up in the space. Miller. Rednick trying to time her run on the side. Miller can't get it off her feet. That hits the referee. And he's going to stop play. I don't know where he's going to drop it or to who. He's going to drop it at the Fleet feet. Nothing called there. Shoe lane. Off of Cruz for a corner kick. Last few events for the Bruins team. Unfortunate. Ball hits the ref, even though the Bruins got the ball back. Drops it to the Fleet, and now they have a corner kick and got to protect here. Again, the Fleet are crowding the 6-yard box as much as they possibly can. Margaret Cummings has been able to read a couple of them and punch them out. Here we go. Here's another one. Off the head of Stanifer up into the air, now around the box, and Arrowwood clears it away. Hound's going to go out for a fleet throw, but out of the danger area. Throw into the box. Hartzler finds a Rednick across the box, and the Rednick's going to run with it. Using her speed. Francesca Rednick up the line. Finds her sister, or at least trying to, and that one's going to veer out. Good thought, but the slight slant on this side of the field makes that one go out of bounds. Stanifer up to Acha. Acha, good turnaround. Tierney kicks it forward, and that one is going to go out. Miller into space. Looking for an option. Finds Shaw out wide. Pass is too short. Out for a Bruins throw. Shaw will take it into Howell. And that one's going to go out for a fleet throw. Coach Carmichael's very confused over there. He thinks that should have been a Bruins throw. Arrowwood pokes that away. Up the line, that's Larrabee against Shaw. Larrabee cutting back. Shaw giving her no space. It's going to be a deep throw in for the Fleet. The all-time series between these two teams, Bruins have a 1-2-1 record. Their last matchup being the one win. It was a 3-0 win in 2022. All the goals were scored by current assistant coaches for this team. Mia Marks scored 2 and Anna Grace Abrams scored the other one. And in fact, Anna Grace Abrams got one of the assists to Mia Marks in that 3-0 win. But before that, Bruins were winless against Erskine with 2 losses in 2019 and 2020, and a draw before that. Corner kick here for the Fleet. Swings it into the danger area. That was almost flicked forward by Stanifer. Stanifer's finding these corner kicks very well in that box for the Fleet, giving them a real chance to score. Good turn, but far is there. Finds a Rednick. Up to Howell, who turns with the ball. Looking for Shaw. Shaw gets there in time, up in front of her. Johnson's trying to figure out whether she should come out or not. She doesn't. Stanifer gets it. And that's out for a Bruins throw. That was great job by the Bruins getting out of that. Throw up the line to Howell. Howell across. And that looked like a handball, but it's going to go out for a corner kick. I think the justification for that is the defender was protecting her face naturally with her arms. So no handball is called there. But the Bruins still win a corner. Hartzler's going to take it. Arrowwood's going to come up from the right back spot to join the box. Here we go. Swings it out. In the air. Arrowwood with the header. Great connection by Erskine, but straight at the hands of Johnson. We've seen so many of those opportunities all season. Bruins keep getting these shots off, but they're always right at the hands conveniently for the other keepers. Hartzler got a shot to the face there. Seems to be okay. I think she's checking for a bloody nose. That was an incredible play by Arrowwood to get a connection on that header. Shaw finding Peters in the space, too far out in front, but kicked out for a Bruins throw. Just over 10 minutes down here in the second half. Bruins starting this half like they ended the first half. Hartzler gets through. Hartzler across the box. And it's kicked out over the net by a defender, so it's another corner kick for the Bruins. This offense is getting moving, guys. Bruins are putting some real threats forward. Just have to find one here. Hartzler's going to take this corner kick again. A Rednick, Miller, Shaw, Howell, Peters, and Arrowwood in the box. Arrowwood might sneak forward like she did last time. Here we go. Here we go again. Up in the box. Howell can't get a shot off, and it's cleared away. And it's a handball is called. Bruins are going to get a PK. If there was ever a moment for a goal and the lead, it's right now. Julia Hartzler is going to take it. Braden Johnson on her line. Referees laying the ground rules. Here we go. Julia Hartzler. Oh, yeah! That's it! That's what they've been dying to see! It's a 1-0 lead for the Bruins here tonight against Erskine.
Bruins goal, scored by number 14, Julia Hartzler.
The Storm can't hold them back. They finally break through. Huge moment. That's all the Bruins needed to see was just one goal go in. Let's see how they respond here. They've had incredible offensive movement all night long. Win a PK off a handball. And Hartzler puts it away. Storybook moment for Julia Hartzler after being out all of last season. Last preseason, Julia Hartzler got injured, had to sit out all of last year. She's been a force on the field all season long to start this season, and it's only right she's the one that puts the first goal away. And after that PK, coach on Erskine's side was cautioned. And so the referee has to write that down. There's a new buzz here in Alumni Stadium now. New energy. It's a lot higher. And I'm pretty sure the Bruins want more. Erskine sending it up. Off of far. Rednick now gathers it. Finds Peters up front. And that one's going to go forward. And that one's going to stay in. Great save there by Shoelane. And another quality tackle by Farr. Saves across from the net that does go out for a corner kick. Erskine has had very quality corner kicks all night long. Wiles is serving them in so well. Last couple have been very testy for the Bruins. That one's short on the ground. Played back out to Wiles. Wiles can't get her hip around that. Goes straight out of bounds. That looks to be Savannah Clock. It is Savannah Clock coming in for Miley Shaw. Abby Arrowwood will move back up to the right wing spot. Clock has been an incredible addition to this Bruins team, transferring for her sophomore season here at Bob Jones University. Great defender back there. Tons of control, doesn't panic. And one of the big reasons that they've only allowed 1 goal in the first 5 games. Howell gets the ball back. A Rednick starting to make her run. Bruins moving forward. A Rednick up to Howell, and that one's also going to drift out. Rednick has had a hard time finding that ball up the line to stay in. Tierney gathers it and goes to the middle. Across the clock. Clock still with the ball at her feet. Up to Peters. Into the middle, near the box. Howell's crashing in on it. Johnson's out, but cleared away. Howell gets it back. Finds Peters. Peters thought about a shot. Now shoots with her left. Not quite as strong as her right. And it's gathered by Braden Johnson. Fleet are moving up. Great run. And not caught up to by Conca. Throw into a Rednick. Gathers. Goes forward to her sister, Amelia Peters. A Rednick now with a burst. A Rednick with the ball again. Looking to change sides quickly. Tierney finding Arrowwood. Arrowwood trying to send it up to line to Howell. Pass is too short. That's a pass in the empty space, and the Fleet got it. Good shield by Hartzler. Foul called against the Fleet. Looked like Larrabee it was. Larrabee with the foul. So a little shift in formation here for the Bruins. It appears the Bruins are now playing a 4-3-3 with a 4-back. So now the back line is Arrowwood, Cruz, Farr, and Clock coming to the left side. Up to Peters forward. Peters gets the ball. Looking in. Trying to get away. Great defense there. Bruins looking to switch sides. Out to Clock on the left. Clock sends it into the box. No one home. That one straight up into the air. Caught by Mr. Ward. Good touch to a Rednick by Howell. A Rednick can't get through the ball. Hartzler gets the ball back near the top. Hartzler with a shot from far out. And goes far left. More shots coming on for the Bruins.
Fans, we would like to inform you that the next high school race will go off at 7:50. Starting gun for the next high school race will start at 7:50.
2 subs coming on for the Fleet. Wiles and Shoelane are exiting. Addie Wright and Ava McClure are on for the Fleet. Tierney wins the ball back. Finds Farr. Farr with her off foot. That was a great ball over to Abby Arrowwood with her right foot. Arrowwood with speed. Arrowwood looking forward. That one gets past. Howell with the ball. Now Howell from far out with her left in. It doesn't curl around. Braden Johnson was out of her box there. That was a great read by Lydia Howell. Chose to shoot it quickly. Not a bad idea. Just didn't get the curl to get around the keeper. First touch by newly subbed on right. Just a little bit too heavy. Bruins get the ball back. Heavy pressure again by Larrabee, but Cruz gets it away. Clock with time. Gets the ball back, sending it forward, but there's just a miscommunication there. That's a couple times that's happened, where there is space behind the defensive line, but none of the people forward are on the same page. Tierney drops back to Cruz. Sent up to Hartzler. Miller. Rednick about to make a run. Miller with space in front of her. Trying to draw the defense. There's a Rednick. And that one's going to be a corner kick for the Bruins. Hartzler's going to come take it. She's going to swing it in with her right foot. A Rednick, Clock, Miller, Howell, Peters, and Arrowwood in or near the box here. The Fleet have everybody crowding the box. They don't want a second goal here to be allowed. Here's Hartzler across, right near the PK spot. A Rednick, back across the box. Good save by Johnson. It's out for a Fleet throw. Johnson to lay out on that, or else it would have gone over her head and potentially that far post spot. Two subs waiting to come on for the Bruins. Howell could not get through. Great defense. Layla Yelton has been solid back there all night long. Arrowwood steps in front of that. Up to Peters. And Fleet with the ball back. Up into the box. And Cummings gets it. Heavy pass over to Tierney. That one gets past her. Good turn by Larrabee. Larrabee trying to get around. Tipped around the top of the box and cleared away by Farr. Larrabee has just been all over that all night long. So much effort. Give and go between Howell and a Rednick. A Rednick again with some speed. Cuts back though. And the ball goes away. Miller, good split initially, but touch too far out in front. Now at the feet of Wright. Right on the right side. Miller, excuse me, that's Clock coming from behind to get it back. A Rednick trying to find Howell, but just behind her. Great spacing by Acha there. Acha touches it outside. Crosses it in the middle. And Cummings gets it. Hasn't been a stoppage of play in a while. Subs coming on at the next stop. Far, taking her time. Play will stop. And the sub will come on. They stopped the play for Addie Wright to exit. So that brings Jordan Shoelane back on. And since the sub comes on for Erskine, that's going to allow the Bruins to put one of their subs on. It's Annabelle Gaddis coming in for the goal scorer, Julia Hartzler. And now play will resume. Far finds Cruz. Larrabee is there again, and Cruz has to get that one away. Gaddis, newly subbed on. Ball still at her feet. Finds Arrowwood. Out to Peters. Back to Gaddis. Bruins trying to make their way up the field. Heavy pressure on this side, making it difficult. Fleet get the ball right back. Shoelane to the end line. Clock trying to catch up with her. Shoelane across the box, too weak. And Cruz kicks it out for a throw-in. There are 3 Bruins waiting to come on to provide more energy on the field here. And they will finally get the chance here. Maddie Pfaffenroth. Madison Avellino. And Brooke Corson on for the Bruins. Miller, Howell, and Orednik exit in the Pfaffenroth. Shoelane wins a corner kick. So another opportunity here for Erskine to tie this up. Just under 20 minutes to go here. It's been a tense game the whole time. Erskine's had so many corner kicks. Swings outward. Quality. Punched out initially by Cummings. Still in the box. Acho with the ball at the top. Tierney pokes it away. Peters saves it from going out for a throw up to Corson. Corson finds Gaddis in the middle. Back to Arrowwood. To Peters. If the Bruins could switch it over, Pfaffenroth has so much space over here. Pass to Avellino's too strong by Arrowwood. Bruins lose their chance. Tierney there. Pick that pass off. Going to dribble out of bounds for an Erskine throw. Sub coming on for the Fleet. It's Rebecca Wiles coming back on. She's played a great game so far. She's coming on for Alaman. Gaddis. Tierney. Far. Around the clock. Shoelane, another tackle by Farr. Farr is timing these perfectly tonight. to get all ball. Corson couldn't get the turnaround. Back to the Fleet feet. Arrowwood finds Gaddis. Gaddis with a lot of space in front of her. Still going forward. Loses the ball. The Fleet trying to find their way through this Bruins team. That one's up towards the top of the box. Acha's there. Acha gets a shot across. Oh, man, that shot kind of turned into a pass. Shoelane was there on the far post. Couldn't get it in time. Isla Tomko coming on for Amelia Peters. Gaddis. Pfaffenroth is begging for the ball on the left side. The Bruins have been stuck on the right side for quite some time now. Since Pfaffenroth's been subbed on, she has all the space in the world over here. Just can't get the ball. Acha from far out. Had a decent amount of pace on it, but goes too far right. Played short to Cruz. Cruz out to Arrowwood. Arrowwood still going up the field. Somehow shielding off. That's a great ball up the line to Tomko. Tomko, big touch out in front and kicked out of bounds again by Yelton. Yelton has played a quality defensive game at the center back spot tonight for the Fleet. Bruins get a throw in. Arrowwood's going to take it. Down in the quarter to Tomko. Tomko cutting back. That one's going to go out for a corner kick. Pfaffenroth will go over on the other side to take it. Bruins crowd the box again. Arrowwood joining the box again. Here it comes. It's played short. It's dribbling around and gathered easily by Johnson. "14 minutes to go. Buckle up. This is going to get crazy." Good defense by Arrowwood. Arrowwood on the attack now. Corson still with the ball at her feet. Great defense there to get it away by Conca. And now up the field towards Larrabee. Larrabee trying to keep it in. She does. Now up against Cruz. It is a battle. Cruz tips it away. Yelton comes and gets it. Back the Fleet direction. Cruz still going to work. That one nearly put in the box. And a handball is called. And that was right outside the box. That was inches from being a penalty kick. And now a prime position for a free kick here for the Flying Fleet. This was going to be taken by Wiles. Discussing with her coach what to do. Cummings getting ready. Referee instructing the wall to move back. That box is crowded. Wiles into the jungle. That one's dipping down. Oh my goodness! What a shot! And goal from Rebecca Wiles. Placed perfectly over everybody's head. That one ties it up with 12:48 to go.
The goal scored by number 4, Rebecca Wiles.
I told you it was going to get crazy. Wiles responds in a big way. Play's been paused momentarily. I think Arrowwood may have ran right into the post. Or maybe it was Cummings. Trainer coming out to check on Margaret Cummings. And she's going to have to exit. That's going to bring on Caroline Rowland here in a very intense situation. But if we learned anything, when the Bruins just played Greensboro College, Caroline Rowland is a very talented keeper. Cummings was unable to travel, and they put the walk-on sophomore in at the goalkeeping position. And now Rowland has a big spot here. I think because they stopped play, they have to make Cummings exit. They're discussing that right now. Rowland is ready. During that pause, Rednick, Hartzler, and Miller all came back in for the Bruins. So they will allow Cummings to stay in. Here we go. Knotted up at 1 with 12:48 to go in this match. I feel like it can only get crazier here. Buckle up. Bruins with the ball now. That's going to be a free kick for the Bruins right by the sideline. And again, how quickly could the Bruins switch it over? Because Pfaffenroth is all by herself every time. That one's up the line here. Trying to find Tomko, headed out for a Bruins throw-in. Far. Now here on the left side to Clock. Clock, heavy touch to start. And that one gets taken away, but a foul called against Ava McClure. These heavy first touches have just hurt so many chances for the Bruins so far this season. Farr's going to go short to Clock. And that one's out for a Bruins throw. Sub coming on. That's Amelia Peters coming on for Isla Tomko. Pfaffenroth is going to move to the right side. Francesca Rednick will go from the striker position to the left wing. And Peters will join Hartzler up top. Clock taking the throw. Miller trying to touch it into space, but cleared away by McClure. Arrowwood. That's out for a Bruins throw. Arrowwood's been a burst all night for the Bruins from that right back position, even when she's back there as opposed to on the right wing. That one's still in. Arrowwood gets it. Finds Hartzler in the middle. Hartzler finding Miller. Drops back at 45 to clock, but another heavy touch to start. Tierney wins the ball back, though. Hartzler. Can't split. And now up to Shoelane. Larrabee with Pfaffenroth coming behind her. Larrabee still with the ball at her feet. Putting it in towards the middle to Acha. Acha turns on Tierney. Tries to shoot it. And that one's going far right. Ten minutes to go here at Alumni Stadium. With runners in the distance. Bruins trying to break through one more time for a game winner, while also trying to hold the Fleet from scoring again. A Rednick can't collect. That one's going to be taken by Morrow. Going to go to Fleet direction. Fleet again. Up to Acha. And that one should go the Bruins' way. And it doesn't. It will go the Fleet again. Tierney clearly put that off of Acha. Flick on. That's Wiles again. Shot from far out, just way too wide. And now a goal kick. Cummings looking to go quickly. Pfaffenroth. She wants numbers. Peters, give and go to Pfaffenroth. Pfaffenroth. Trying to find Peters again. She does. Peters tried to put a shot on, but deflected by a defender. That was Stanifer in the way. Good step and read again by Arrowwood. Up the line, gets around Arrowwood. Gets past, Cruz for now, trying to split. Larrabee got very far up the field on that, past three of the best defenders. Little tangle up there. Shoelane. Heavy pressure by Clock. Too much of the body. And the line judge is calling that a foul. The Fleet will have a free kick. A short corner of sorts here with under 7 minutes to go. Wiles will take this one as well. Tierney and Miller in the wall. Everybody except one person is in the box for the Fleet. Sent in, dangerous spot. What a save by Cummings! Oh my goodness! Incredible save! How did she do it? Showing off reflexes back there. That was almost a sure thing.
Yeah, because there's a sub coming up.
That had game winner written all over it. But Cummings gets in the way. Fleet are still pressuring. Soft into the box. Jane Farr is there to get it away. Clock kicks it forward to Howell, who just subbed on. Howell went on for Arrowwood. That was a shot from far out. And right at the hands of Margaret Cummings. Hartzler's now in the right back spot. Pfaffenroth with space in front. And I mean a lot of space in front. No one's stepping to her. Into the box. That's far post. Across the line. A Rednick back into the box. Peters. And that one's going to go off the keeper. That should be a corner kick. It will be. Several good opportunities there for the Bruins. That shot from Peters was probably going slightly wide. But Johnson gets a finger on it. And now the Bruins have a corner kick with under 5 to go. Into the box. And gathered immediately by Wiles. Who else? Wiles just kicks it up the field. Schuling can chase all she wants. Cruz gets it to Farr in space. Times it almost perfectly. Miller to a Rednick. And the flag goes up. A Rednick left early. I think Farr wanted to hit a Rednick on a run. But there was just a little hesitation there on both of them. And then when Miller got the ball, a Rednick was already offsides. Clock is going to stop. And we'll start again. Clock. Acha. Fleet are moving. She has a great touch. Still with the ball. A Rednick gets the ball back to Peters. Peters can't get around Stanifer. Three minutes to go. Jane Farr all the way over to Pfaffenroth. It's Howell running flag. Pfaffenroth didn't find her though. Now the Bruins back to Tierney. Clock. Trying to cut back. A Rednick with the ball back again. A Rednick trying to make some space. Francesca Rednick trying to find space on her right foot. Tipped away. And cleared away for now. Tierney, heavy pressure, gets the ball back. Clock back up towards a Rednick. Amelia Peters, high up into the air. That one almost went over the hands of Braden Johnson. And in fact, that one's going to be called a corner kick. That did slightly go out. Line judge was on the line. The Bruins have to send up everybody here. This might be one of the last chances they get. A minute 45 left in this match. It's knotted at 1. Sent into the box. Gets through. Rednick, heavy touch. Can't get a shot away. And now time's just ticking down. Ref may stop the clock again. Johnson taking her time. Miller got the first touch on that. That goes all the way up the line. And that's going to go out for a Bruins throw. 1 minute to go. They got to make it happen here. Peters.
1 minute remaining in regulation.
Rednick. Cleared away for now. And that one's going to go out for another throw. 50 seconds. Far. To Peters. Peters, touch around. Can she keep it in? She can. And that one's deflected out for another Bruins throw. No, it goes the other way. Fleet throw. 30 seconds. Sent forward. In open space. Acha gathers. Yelton. Heavy pressure by Howell. Up the field. Pfaffenroth gets it for the Bruins. Finds Howell. Howell finds a Rednick. 10 seconds. A Rednick has to shoot. She is going to shoot, and that one just doesn't have the leg.
3, 2, 1, 0.
After a long, intense 90 minutes with a weather delay in between, the Bruins finally found the goal scoring, but it was Wiles that answered back for the Erskine College Flying Fleet on an incredible goal on a free kick. And after all that, it is tied 1-1 at the end of regulation. It's going to be a draw tonight. Bruins still looking for their first win, but they got that one check off the list of putting a goal away. My name is Trenton Goldsmith, signing off for now. It has been my pleasure being with you all the way through tonight's game. Have a great weekend, Bruin Nation.
So much for your patience during the rain delay. As you exit Alumni Stadium, please take any trash with you or dispose of it properly. We hope to see you on September 23rd back here in Alumni Stadium when the women's soccer team takes on their next opponent at 5 p.m. That is Tuesday, September 23rd. As always, Bruin Nation, have a great night and go Bruins!